Abortion last night. Abortion will clearly be in the picture in the debate 26 days from now. Republicans, had those big losses on Tuesday night in the election. So it put a focus on the only woman on the stage last night, Nikki Haley.
I don't judge anyone for being pro-choice, and I don't want them to judge me for being pro-life. So when we're looking at this, there are some states that are going more on the pro-life side. I welcome that. There are some states that are going more on the pro-choice side. I wish that wasn't the case, but the people decide.
What do you make of her answer? Tim Scott basically challenged her and Ron DeSantis to support a 15-week federal ban. We all just saw what happened in Ohio, and last night, and I assume what we'll see 3.5 weeks from now will still show the divisions among Republican presidential candidates here.
Right. So I live in Cleveland, and issue one, so whether to put a constitutional right to reproductive rights in the Constitution passed by overwhelming margins. I do think that Nikki Haley's message, while it's being attacked as sort of giving up on the unborn, is the one that Republicans, I do think that it has appeal, and we need to go that way. But trust me, Republicans are not ready for that. That we're very far from that.
We talked about this a little bit last night, about whether or not the Republicans are going to be able to pivot away from abortion at the federal level. I thought Nikki's answer was really, really good up until the part she started talking about the federal government getting involved again. If she had just said, we fought for 50 years to make this a state issue, let's have it be a state issue. If you really, really care about abortion, run for governor. But if you're running for Congress or president, abortion is no longer a federal issue.
She said, I don't judge anyone for being pro-choice. When I heard a Republican presidential candidate say that stood out to me. She's trying to give the comprehensive look, is she not?
But look, I'll just say that the Republicans, I've seen no Republican have a good answer that resonates with voters on abortion. Glenn Youngkin put that to the test in the Commonwealth of Virginia, and it was resoundingly rejected. Not only did Democrats keep control of the Virginia Senate, they flipped the Virginia House, which not many people expected to happen. And so I think the Republican Party as a whole has got to figure out how to answer this. I think Nikki Haley is a good messenger. I think she can legitimately talk about this in ways that other Republican candidates can't, but their answer still isn't resonating. Voters are still rejecting their answer. And yes, voters approved a right to abortion in Ohio, but not just Ohio. They've done it in states across the country. In fact, every time this has been on the ballot, it has been upheld as a right, a fundamental right that people believe in.
Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say that, I was also surprised that she said, I don't judge someone for being pro-choice. That is unusual. It is also a pivot. If she were the candidate, I think she would be the strongest candidate against Biden. But believe you me, the Democrats would do everything to undermine her newfound appreciation for the pro-choice movement.
Why did it surprise you? Because it didn't surprise me. All the things last night that surprised me, that line doesn't surprise me. I mean, I've heard that line 100 times inside Congress. We don't judge people based upon their position on this. We may disagree with them, and especially we will take other Republicans to task, especially candidates for office. But we don't judge people based upon their pro-choice.
This particular issue has gotten so personal, and so many people have such strong feelings. And you understand, because those who believe that you are killing a child, they believe it's murder. And those who believe that it should be a right, they absolutely fundamentally believe this is the most important decision that one will ever make. It has gotten so personal that you don't hear that rhetoric probably enough, that we respect each other's perspectives.
I think the need is so high to paint the other side as immoral, because this is a decision on morality that, I respect your decision to be immoral is kind of a funny thing.
I reject that it's an issue of morality.
I agree.
It's not. It's an issue of fundamental rights, but the federal government telling you what you can and cannot do with your health care.
Well, that certainly is the framing.
No, go on, finish, and then I'll.
But what's tough, and you had mentioned Governor Youngkin, he actually did campaign on the message that I think a lot of the more moderate Republicans have been wanting, which is 15 weeks. 15 weeks is massively popular. Basically, 75% of people would be behind that, and he failed on it. And I think that is a deeper problem. That means they don't trust Republicans.
Exactly.
Not just that they don't like our message.
One of the big takeaways that I had from yesterday's show was when Mick asked Sean Spicer, where is Donald Trump going to be on abortion? And you two sort of were like, I don't know, we'll have to see. Speaking of Trump, yeah, where's the win, Mick saying. Thank you for watching, and make sure you go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.